think most people, men, women, they plan more for vacation than they do for their child's life. What I mean by that is that we live in a very complicated world, and too often we leave children without the tools, techniques, and strategies to make it through a very complicated world. And that's engineering. Like if someone told you to go out and dig a ditch without giving you a shovel, someone has done you a disservice. If someone told you to go build a skyscraper without teaching you how to be an architect first and the materials that go into building a skyscraper, they've done you a disservice. Well, today we raise children and we don't think about the world that these children are going to have, the skyscrapers they got to climb, right? The ditches that they got to dig to get to where they want to get. And so we've just done them a grave disservice.
So let me follow that up with, uh, where do you think most men are often failing, as far as, their vision, structure, consistency, with
Sure.
their career?
I think most men don't even think about, they don't even have a plan. I think most people, men, women, they plan more for vacation than they do for their child's life. They plan more for how much money they're going to save when they retire than they do for what it's going to take to get a child from kindergarten to the first grade. Like, honestly, we don't do much planning at all with children. I don't think that it's necessarily intentional. I believe we live in a nation, and because I've only lived here, so I won't try to speak for other countries, but I know this nation does a horrendous job of help making sure families are prepared to raise children. We have Lamaze, which teaches us how to eat ice chips and to breathe before a baby is born. But the very moment that a child is born, in 36 hours, some cases 24 hours, the hospital's kicking you out, and you got to figure it out on your own.
Yeah.
That's really not a great process to have.
Yeah. You know what? And I remember, like with my first, we were at the hospital for a couple days.
Okay,
It wasn't this rush, hey, you spit your baby out, let's say Monday at 7, hey, you gone the following morning,
right.
as early as they can possibly discharge you. So I don't understand what happened to the taking care of people, making sure that everything is all right before we
Well,
kick them out the door.
I can tell you what happened. If you're right, I'm rubbing my fingers together. If you're, if you're right, right,
Money.
money. The sooner we get you out the bed, we can charge somebody else. So the money is made in the operation. I mean, in the case of most, I should say, an overwhelming number of Black women, when they go to have a child, they have cesarean, which is considered a surgery, which is way
Right.
more profitable than a natural birth. So the sooner we can
Okay.
have this surgery and get you out the hospital and get the next person here to have a surgery, it makes more money.
Yeah. And so now I did not know that fact. So
Yeah.
learn something new every day.